Hey everybody, Donnie Gardner here with the Boston Terrier Society. Today we have Jennifer with us. She's the founder of the Mid-American Boston Terrier Rescue. And when I sat down with her, I asked her this one question: how do you get dogs, Boston Terriers specifically, into your rescue? What is the number one reason these dogs show up on your doorstep? So here's what she said.
Okay, that's a great question. And there's many reasons dogs come into our program, but I will tell you 50% of my intakes are from breeders. So one of our missions
That's
and
surprising.
our goals
I would have
is
never thought of that.
yes. And when I say breeders, I'm basically bundling them up into one bucket. So we have backyard breeders. You have you have a family that may only have a male and a female, and these dogs, are living in their home. They're still breeders, right? Because that was the intent of their dog. And then you have what I refer to as puppy mills, which is almost close to 30% of our intake. And these are big breeding farms where the only reason these animals exist is to breed puppies that end up in those pet stores that we're shopping in. So we get them from breeders, which is my number one intake, and it could be for multiple reasons. It could be that the dog is no longer performing, the dog has a medical issue, and the breeder actually is wanting the dog to receive care, but they can't provide that care. It could be that they're circulating their stock, so they, once the dog turns 7, they no longer need that dog, and they replace it with a younger dog.
Wow.
So there's multiple reasons in that bucket. And then the second bucket is shelters. It is very important that we maintain a positive relationship with shelters, because we know that if you were to ask somebody, where are you going to take your dog? The number one place is a shelter, because that's existed from day one. Mm-hmm. However, we know that they can come to capacity. So we actually work with shelters that every Boston that comes into their program, they automatically call us and don't place them on the adoption floor, because they may get, for example, a pug, and I'm just throwing that out there, that they don't have a relationship with a pug rescue. So that dog needs place on that floor. We have shelters that don't provide certain medical treatment, but yet the dog deserves a second chance. And so we are contacted because we have that capability. The dog may be stressful, or it doesn't pass its behavior test. Before considering euthanasia or considering the dog unadoptable, they will reach out to us and give us the opportunity to come in and take that dog out of the facility and place it in a home environment instead of a shelter environment. So that is our second intake. And then our last one is going to be owner surrenders, unfortunately. And that number is increasing, which is kind of a positive thing the way I look at it, because now people are aware that they have other options other than selling dogs on Craigslist or online or dropping it off at a shelter, that they can actually come to a rescue and receive the same service as far as rehoming your dog. And the reason people give their dogs up, you can throw any reason out there, and I guarantee you I've heard it before.
Right. I thought that would have been the number one reason. So I have a
And it isn't
daughter.
because of the awareness. It's,
right.
Again, people being aware that rescue even exists as a service.
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old daughter, and Bella, my Boston, we had her for 8 years before we had my daughter, so she wasn't used to little kids and whatnot, and it hit her on the forehead, and our vet said, you need to do training or, rehome her somewhere else. And I wouldn't even have thought that. I mean, we did the training and everything, but I would have never thought about a Boston Terrier rescue and that is an option.
And you could see our numbers. When I tell people, we take up to 300 Bostons a year, people are like, are you serious? There's that many Bostons out there? They can't believe. But there's a rescue for every breed of dog, every type of animal of dog. Because there are situations. I just got an email this week. Somebody just had a baby and their child is allergic to the dog. The last thing you need is for your child to end up in the emergency room because of your dog, because I'm being allergic to the dog. And it's no one's fault. But it is a situation that requires rehoming.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want the full interview, just go in the show notes below. I'll leave a link there so you can see the whole interview with Jennifer and I. If you want more videos like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button to get the latest from Boston Terrier Society. So have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.